Do you want to pay more tax? Because strap yourselves in, it's coming your way. No, this isn't an alternative universe where our dear leader Jeremy Corbyn won a stonking majority at the last general election and now we're all paying for things like free national broadband and puppies for every single child, or whatever else Red Jez came up with. No, this is the announcement that apparently the Tories are considering raising national insurance. Now, there are a few issues here. Firstly, as I think we can all see, we've been promised a social care package for years, and this is the best that they could come up with. Let's raise tax to pay for it. I mean, it's hardly Salvador Dali levels of creativity, is it? It also breaks a manifesto promise. They literally said they wouldn't do it. Now they're trying to dodge this issue by calling it a surcharge or a health levy. But we weren't born yesterday, were we? We all know this is the breaking of a manifesto pledge, no matter what they call it. It's terrible politically for a few reasons. Firstly, people in the red wall seats, people who lent their vote to the Tories, did so because they wanted to be better off, not worse off, and now they might see more money coming out of their pay packet than before. All to help pay for a health service that, in the case of thousands of GPs, can't be bothered to go back to the office. So, red wall voters are literally being shortchanged. And that's like, frankly, committing political harry-carry, isn't it? Then there's the fact that it's predominantly younger people who'll be paying for this. Those people who've retired, amassed sizable assets and retreated to their second home in the Cotswolds won't be picking up the bill. But Darren, the newly qualified mechanic from Basingstoke, will. That hardly seems fair. And the Tories are about as popular as a fart in a lift with many young people anyway. So this isn't exactly going to change that, is it? But it also removes one key difference between our two political parties. It was ever thus that Labour love a spending programme. They often haven't figured out exactly how they're going to pay for it, but they'll do it anyway. Some people say a traditional Labour government is like going out for dinner with someone, they order the oysters and the moët. They've got a bottle of Chateauneuf de Pape on the side and they really hammer it home with a filet mignon and a soufflé for good measure. And then they remember they've left their wallet at home and you'll have to pick up the tab. However, the Tories are supposed to cut tax, not raise it. So we've now blurred the lines, haven't we, between our parties, and that's got to be a concern. Don't believe Keir Starmer, by the way, when he says that he opposes this. When has a Labour government really ever opposed tax hikes, really? And it's not like he has an alternative plan, is it? What do you want, Keir? Well, something a bit like this, but not quite this. Right, cheers, boss. Thank you for that. Then there's the fact that this might actually be pretty damaging for the economy. I think it's time to go for growth, not strangle the living heck out of our nation with increased taxation. So, in short, we now have a potential hike to national insurance that would alienate most Conservative backbenchers, alienate many red wall constituents, alienate the young, remove a fundamental point of difference between our two political parties, and possibly damage the economy. But apart from that, I think it's an absolutely great idea and one that we should definitely go with.